morning. This is where the dangerous core of this is going to be, anywhere really, right in through here. And here's the center of this. It looks like it'll try to make landfall tomorrow morning, 4, 5, 6, 7 o'clock. Black River, Treasure Beach, somewhere in there. And that means the core of this is sitting here. Kingston, I still have some question marks. I want to talk about that. Kingston off toward the east. I'm going to highlight that. But here's the center of this thing. Dangerous winds. You see some of these yellows popping up here. There will be some greens. This model's not kind of feeling that it is a Category 5. I don't just look at the models. The model's a little bit underdone. The winds are going to be even stronger. We know that. We see that now on the satellite. And then you can see here, lifting to the north, still by 2 p.m. tomorrow, north coast as it pulls away, seeing some hurricane conditions, and then eventually getting out of here. So again, it's a slow go right now. It's going to get worse. The high impacts tonight, right? The landfall by early tomorrow morning, still high impacts through the first half of tomorrow, and then improving as it leaves. We need an end in sight. This will work its way away as we work our way late into our Tuesday, late tomorrow. So we're in that window now. We want to be in our safe place. Be where you need to be with the storm. Again, some of us, I've been talking with so many of our folks, so many of my friends across Jamaica. There's not a lot in some spots now, but as these rain bands work in, especially in our southern zones, that's where we're going to get the tropical storm impacts first, and then the hurricane impacts for tonight. So you see here, this is 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. 5 p.m. today, the center's still here, but then we get some of the heavy rain moving in. This is the rain that could give us those catastrophic amounts of rain, 500 plus millimeters of rain. Here's the center of this, and you could even see all of us dealing with the heavy rain in this red shading here. Very dangerous winds, especially in the core of this. That's what I want to zoom down to, kind of where the core of the extreme winds will go. I'll show you some maps on that. I'm trying to get as specific as I can for you. I'm giving you everything I've got with this system. Black River back through Treasure Beach. Somewhere in here, we're looking at the landfall. In this core, very dangerous winds. Spanish Town, St. Anne's, Falmouth, back through Montego Bay, swinging down to the south, right? And then lifting up to the north, we'll see that surge of Milk River back through Black River, and then the center of this by tomorrow morning still along our north coast, and with that, those dangerous winds still around it. In the rain, mudslides, a high likelihood. We know that. We've been talking about that together. We've been preparing for that, and then it starts to move away, but still our northeast coast, which may not get a lot initially, kind of on the back side of it as it pulls away because it's going to curve. We could get some actually the heaviest weather along northeast sections by the time we work our way deeper into tomorrow. So you kind of think things may be okay, and then you kind of get hit on the way out with this system. So specifically because of that more westerly movement we talked about in the last video, and there's going to be more changes. What happens with a big system is they kind of wobble. They don't just take a straight line. As they're moving, they kind of wobble back and forth. And that's a big difference on depending on if we have winds of 150 or maybe 90 in some spots, right? So I always let you know what I know and what I don't know. And I know these things. I have tracked these for decades. They wobble. They do kind of different things. So thank you for your patience, kindness, no doubt, as I try to fine-tune this best I can. So as we work our way late in the day, we'll start to see the winds picking up in our north zones as we get the heavier rain bands. So in those rain bands, we'll get some tropical storm gusts. But again, the slow go until we get to that point. As we work our way, and with that, please try to get some rest if you can. Even if you wake up and you watch this kind of afterward, please try to get some rest, because tonight it is going to be so noisy and dangerous in many locations. Now, we're watching in through here. We'll start to get some of the winds roughly around 70. Again, late in the day, that's when things are going to be picking up. The hurricane's still just to the south, but as we work our way into tonight, this hurricane is on top of us with a landfall of a Category 4, Category 5. As far as the impacts go, there's a difference, but there's not a huge difference. Either way, Category 4, Category 5, immense impacts either way, right? So if you hear it go from a 5 to a 4, just remember that Brian was saying that these things kind of breathe. They change a little bit as we go through. It's not a huge weakening. It's just a fluctuation which happens. Tonight, here are the winds we're looking at. as this pulls on shore, right around 150-mile-per-hour winds, looking Mandeville back through Treasure Beach, back through Black River as this moves in. We swing into our extreme western sections, including Montego Bay. We're going to have some of the winds that could be as high as 125 miles per hour.